You're about to learn the two most dangerous words in the English language are Marge Simpson.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for some of the best animated moms on TV. The ones we'd want as our own mothers if given a chance.
We can handle it, right, kids? You want to help put a baby shower together in an hour or what?
Number 20. Read Aloud, The Loud House.
You know what I want for Christmas? A bigger fireplace.
What's that, Mom? I can hardly hear you.
Raising one or two kids is challenging enough, but 11? It takes an army, and yet Read Aloud does what she can alongside her husband Lynn Sr. When she isn't dreaming of being a novelist, Rita offers much-needed support to her kids, especially her only son, Lincoln. She's fair and kind, but not afraid to lay down the law when needed. She herself admits she's not perfect. She's made her fair share of mistakes as a parent, some more infamous than others.
I try to do my best, and some days are great, but some days are more than I can handle. Parenting is my favorite job, but it's also the hardest.
But with so many kids to care for, it only makes the times she gets it right all the more notable. Number 19. Della Duck, DuckTales. Outside of comic book appearances, we never got a chance to meet Della Duck, the mother of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. However, the 2017 DuckTales finally introduced us to the triplets' unstoppable matron.
Boys?
Lost in space, she finally returns to Earth in Season 2. The reunion between her and the boys is nothing short of heartwarming. She loves her sons dearly, but being MIA for so long, coupled with her hot-headed, rash personality, means that she still has much to learn about motherhood.
You took off in that contraption without thinking about the consequences or the people you would hurt.
I wonder who I got that from.
But with her family by her side, she can do it. It's true what she always says. Nothing can stop Della Duck. Number 18. Lady Marianne Hunter Thornberry, The Wild Thornberrys. How can anyone still manage to raise a family while filming a nature show around the world? We're not sure either, but they could learn a thing or two from Marianne Thornberry.
Things like this just happen. Now let's just snuggle up in our space blankets and have a granola bar.
While her husband Nigel is passionate and slightly oblivious, Marianne usually acts as the logical one, and that goes double for her children. They won't get out of schoolwork with her around. She often clashes with Debbie's rebellious attitude and tries to keep Eliza in line to protect her from harm.
I don't need anything special for Mother's Day. I just wanted to spend the day with my girls.
That's the kind of person, and especially mom, you want on your side no matter what. Number 17. Lois Fley Dave, As Told by Ginger. With As Told by Ginger being one of the more grounded Nicktoons, Lois Fley is one of the more realistic portrayals of a single mother.
Of course you can go to the slumber party. I've been meaning to buy you a new nightie anyhow. I'll stop at the mall on the way home from work tomorrow.
Thanks, Mom.
Her teen daughter Ginger and wildcard son can always rely on her for guidance. She's definitely not afraid to speak her mind if necessary either though, meaning they know she'll lay down the law when the time comes too. No mom can be fun-loving all the time or uber strict all the time, and Lois is a great example of striking a balance between the two, always with care, depending on the situation.
Kiddo, this may be the snake talking, but I think you should follow your heart. He may be a little flaky, but he's your father, and he's not a bad guy. At some point, you kids are gonna have to decide what role he plays in your lives.
Number 16. Tanga Munda, Futurama. For a while, Leela struggled with not knowing where she came from or who her parents were. In Season 4, many jaws and tears dropped to finally meet her family, including her mother, Tanga Munda.
You must despise us. You're my parents. All I've ever wanted is to know you. This is the happiest moment of my life!
Munda met her husband Morris, and together they had Leela. Reluctantly, they gave her away, wanting her to have a normal life on the surface instead of in the sewers. At the time, mutants like them were not respected. However, the duo never stopped loving Leela, protecting her from afar until their tearful reunion. It's not the traditional motherhood story, but it's a fantastic one, as Munda sacrificed so much and made sure to be there, even when Leela didn't know it.
Okay, Leela. If you think you can put up with your father, then welcome home. We'll try to respect your independence and freedom.
No! I want the real teen experience. Chores, curfew, the works.
Number 15. Judith Judy Honey Neutron, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. While fans of the Jimmy Neutron franchise have turned Hugh Neutron into a walking meme, he and his son would not survive without the true head of the household, Judy. With an outfit and hairstyle straight out of the 50s, Judy is the driving force that keeps the Neutron household running and spick and span. Things can get chaotic when your son is a boy genius, so even though she loves him dearly, she must be firm occasionally. Despite this, there isn't anything she wouldn't do for Jimmy and her husband Hugh, and it's heavily suggested that Jimmy owes his genius status to her.
Nobody wags their finger at my boy.
Mom, break into my lab! If the security system doesn't kill you, bring back the disabler!
I don't need the lab. Not as long as I have my utility closet.
Number 14. Mom, Dexters Laboratory. Let's be honest, who didn't have a crush on Dexter's mom when they were young? It's understandable. She's beautiful not just on the outside, but on the inside as well.
Dee Dee, can you please check if your brother's ready for school?
Not only is she devoted to her husband and kids, she's also dedicated to keeping a tidy ship. She is rarely, if ever, seen without her trademark gloves and is shown to be a massive germaphobe. We're pretty sure that's why Dexter has such a penchant for precision. While she's normally sweet and loving, she has a low tolerance for anyone who gives her attitude or doesn't do as she asks.
Stop this instant! I've had just about enough of you two. Now clean up this mess and go to your rooms forever!
So it'd be wise to respect the gloves. We know we do. She has earned it. Number 13. Madeline Maddie Fenton, Danny Phantom. Alongside her husband Jack, Maddie Fenton is one of the premier ghost hunters in the world.
Sweetie, I know what we do doesn't make sense sometimes, but you're only
16. Biologically, but psychologically, I'm an adult.
Maddie is the brains of the duo, but the couple's love and support for each other is unquestioned. It goes without saying that she loves her kids, doing anything within her power to support them. However, with Danny being a half-ghost, he feels like he can't tell his own parents about his whole self, which adds a sense of tragedy when they're unknowingly hunting their own son. However, unsurprisingly, Maddie immediately accepts Danny once they find out his secret, showing that her maternal instincts supersede her ghost hunting ones.
Isn't there something you want to tell us?
It's okay, Danny. They know.
Number 12. Dr. Nicole Watterson, née Senecourt, The Amazing World of Gumball. No, she isn't actually a doctor. That's her real first name. And don't let her hear you snicker.
Don't forget to take that DVD back today or we'll get a fine.
Can't you do it? You're the one with the car.
I wasn't the one who watched Alligators on a Train 72 times.
But technically, you rented it with your money.
The money I have to go and earn to feed you kids.
We're not kidding, because Nicole Watterson has one of the scariest tempers we've ever seen, which is appropriate since she is the glue holding everything together. While she can be strict and vindictive, she adores her family. She works to nurture Anais and Gumball, and even considers Darwin, who was originally their pet fish, her third child. She messes up and can be just as chaotic as her kids, but they can always count on her. And if anyone crosses her, she will make sure they regret it.
Oh, I see. Come closer. Would a superhero do this? Get in the car, you're grounded!
Number 11. Trudy Proud, née Parker, The Proud Family, and The Proud Family Louder and Prouder. When dealing with infant twins and a teenage daughter, someone has to have their head on straight in The Proud Family.
Oscar, get away from there. Those people are going to think we're nosy neighbors.
Trudy, people who move in the middle of the day want you to be nosy so they can show off all their stuff.
With Oscar being too overprotective and strict, it's up to Trudy. In contrast to her husband, Trudy is patient and understanding, and the one who brings home the bacon. She is super protective of the twins and usually offers emotional support and advice to Penny. However, she is far from a pushover. If her oldest daughter or husband steps out of line, she will not hesitate to put her foot down. And if you're in the same room as her when this happens, thank your lucky stars that you are not Oscar.
Right. And I want to be married to Halle Berry. Ow! I mean, Marion Barry.
Number 10. Linda Flynn Fletcher, Phineas and Ferb. Even the most loving mothers aren't always the most observant, and no one knows this better than Linda Flynn Fletcher.
Look, see? I told you I'm not crazy. I told you.
And you're not crazy because... I see your point, Candace. No crazy person would scream at a post like that. I'll be in the dairy section if you want to come yell at some cheese or anything.
Once a pop star, Linda is raising two biological kids, Phineas and Candace, and one stepson, Ferb. And to say the jazz lover is doing a great job would be an understatement. She loves all three of them and nurtures them however she can, but she isn't very observant regarding Phineas and Ferb's activities. Candace tries to warn her every single time about the boys' projects, but they manage to cover their tracks at the last minute. We sympathize with Candace's frustration, but we can't blame Linda for being 10 steps behind her boys.
Mom, Phineas and Ferb are doing nothing in a relentless effort to ruin my day!
Candace, honey, why can't you just relax and let your brothers enjoy their do-nothing day?
Number 9. Francine Smith, née Ling Dawson, American Dad. Of all the Seth MacFarlane cartoon moms, it's been said that Francine from American Dad is the funniest.
You hear that, Francine? Hey, Francine, tell Steve how many girls I dated in high school.
I didn't meet you till college.
No, but I've told you.
Steve, I sure hope she says yes.
It's easy to see why, since while she's more sensible than Stan most of the time, she's not without her own wild moments. She is incredibly naive at times, and has a hard time letting her kids grow up, especially her little Steve. However, it can't be said that she doesn't love them unconditionally. She's usually the first to take their side when Stan's being unreasonable and goes out of her way to get them out of trouble, even if she's caused said trouble. She's not perfect, but she's trying, and rarely fails to make us smile along the way.
Don't you get it, Steve? I'm not angry at you for stealing. I'm angry that you got caught.
Number 8. Jane Jetson, The Jetsons. While a certain other Hanna-Barbera matron is an icon of the prehistoric past, Jane Jetson is one for the distant future.
And did you change your mind? No, it's too cool to go swimming after school. Besides, you won't be home in time for dinner. From Acapulco? Oh, I thought you were going to Hawaii.
Even when technology and ways of living have evolved, Jane remains the loving, supportive homemaker for her family, hoping to keep things peaceful in the household. After all, no matter how much things advance societally, kids can always benefit from a mom who's there to help them grow and flourish. This is exactly what Jane does for Elroy and Judy, and the pets. She might seem old-fashioned as a mom in a futuristic setting, but her loving, protective nature is not to be overlooked, unlike her driving skills.
I pulled it out. What do I do with it now, Mr. Tweeter? Mr. Tweeter? Mr. Tweeter!
Put it back! The knob! Put it back in quick!
Number 7. Kaa Avatar: The Last Airbender. As much as we praise Ursa's skills as a mom, she arguably could have done better with Azula. Meanwhile, Kaa, Katara and Sokka's late mother, showed her love for all her children in the noblest way. While we don't see too much of her, it's plain to see how much her kids miss her, especially Katara. When the Fire Nation wanted to abduct the only remaining waterbender, Kaa pretended to be the one they seeked to protect Katara. Tragically, she didn't make it out alive.
Take me as your prisoner.
I'm afraid I'm not taking prisoners today.
This sacrifice was not in vain, as her kids grew up to be heroes themselves, and Katara would name her own daughter after her mom to honor her. Number 6. Wanda Venus Fairywinkle Cosma, The Fairly Odd Parents. With Timmy Turner's real parents being neglectful idiots, it's fortunate for him that he has fairy godparents to care for him when they can't.
Come on, little fella. Even though we're your fairy godparents.
We don't need our magic to tell us that you're in for a boring, ordinary day of school.
Yippee.
It's even more fortunate that his godmother is Wanda. On the surface, Wanda may seem like a nag who just wants to spoil Timmy and Cosmo's fun. In reality, she is actually the most sensible member of the trio, going out of her way to defend and shield her godson and guide him on the straight and narrow path. It's only fitting that Wanda would eventually become an actual, equally amazing mother to baby Poof.
Oh, Cosmo, our baby is beautiful.
Wanda will always strive to provide safety and happiness to those under her care, be it Timmy, Poof, Chloe, or anyone else, and we are in awe. Number 5. Chili Healer, née Cattle, Bluey. As much as we love Bandit, he's only as good as his other half, Chili.
Mom, come look at this.
Oh, look, it's just like when we first met.
While she's arguably the most grounded one in the healer home, she's just as willing to immerse herself in her daughter's games as Bandit. Though, thankfully for her, she doesn't endure as much rough play. As a parent, Chili is caring and understanding, offering emotional support when needed and words of wisdom to steer the girls in the right direction. There are times when she worries about her maternal skills, wanting only the best for her children. Something any good mother can relate to. But she doesn't need to. Anyone would be lucky to be raised by her. Still, we do not want to be caught by her icy stares.
Oh, why do I have to help?
Number 4. Didela Didi Kropotkin Pickles, Rugrats and All Grown Up. We joke about how inattentive the Rugrats parents can be, but that doesn't mean they aren't caring or responsible. Arguably, two of the best examples are the fun-loving but caring Betty DeVille and our personal pick, Dee Pickles.
Stu, we're supposed to distract Tommy with a little play acting.
Most of the time, Dee Dee relies on the wisdom of her parenting books to help raise her two sons, Tommy and Dill. However, she is extremely loving and caring for her babies. She's also an important and good influence on her niece, the chaotic Angelica.
Somebody's gonna have to clean you up.
And then I think we're going to have to call your daddy and tell him what you did.
She may sometimes fall into the same inattentive trope as the rest of the show's parents, but there isn't anything she wouldn't do for her kids. Number 3. Wilma Anna Flintstone, née Pebble or Slag Hoople, the Flintstones. You know the age-old cartoon trope of gorgeous women marrying dumb husbands? Meet the lady who practically started it all, Wilma Flintstone.
I thought sure you wouldn't be able to make it tonight.
You think a little scratch would keep me from going?
Just think, I almost returned the tickets.
Tickets? What do I need tickets for?
Don't be silly. How do you expect to go to the opera without tickets?
Happily married to Fred, she's naturally the only one of the two who's got their head on straight. In the original cartoon, Wilma eventually gives birth to the couple's only daughter, Pebbles. For several years, we get to witness Pebbles grow from an adorable tyke to a fully grown advertising executive. While she takes more after her father, she still has plenty of love from Wilma, who has become an iconic starting point for animated mothers.
They've got to be around here somewhere. Don't worry. We'll track them down. Attaboy, Tino. Find your master so I can give him this.
She doesn't always have it easy, yet she pushes through no matter what, always coming from a good place, which makes her a winner in our book. Number 2. Linda Belcher, née Gennaro, Bob's Burgers. It's safe to say that the Belchers have one of the funniest and most positive family dynamics in adult animation. And proudly taking the helm of this zany ship is Linda Belcher.
Linda, I'm in the middle of my pep talk.
Go ahead, sorry, go ahead, do your pep.
Already, fans adore Linda's quirky, eccentric personality, and her parenting style blends perfectly with her overeager energy. She loves her kids dearly and encourages them no matter what, leading with love and care in her best moments, and in her worst ones too. We also can't pretend that her enthusiasm and oddball energy are not contagious.
If we don't get through to Tina, she's gonna miss out on what's right in front of her, just like I did.
Lynn, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Tina's just thinking about this stuff because her class is doing a report and it came up.
That's it! The report!
She's real and relatable while bringing out the best in her family. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Marjorie Jacqueline Marge Simpson, née Bouvier, The Simpsons. When it comes to cartoon mothers, there isn't anyone alive who doesn't know the name Marge Simpson.
Homie, I like your in-your-face humanity. I like the way Lisa speaks her mind. I like Bart.
While she's had multiple careers throughout the series, Marge has consistently remained the heart and soul of the Simpson clan. She offers wisdom and support to her kids and has more than once come to her family's rescue. She isn't above making the occasional mistake, but she always does her best to atone. And you know that she would do anything for her loved ones. And it goes without saying that she and Homer are made for each other.
Don't you see? Our differences are only skin deep.
But our seams go right down to the bone. Maybe we do have a
profound, mystical understanding.
Hey! We do!
Honestly, the world would feel a little brighter if more people had Marge's common sense and compassion. Who would you want as your cartoon mother? Let us know in the comments.
My husband needs me. This is what I wished for.
Yes, I forgot this was the result of a wish.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.